Sorry for technical difficulties. You know, we're working it out. We're getting it out. We're getting it out.
Doing good, man. Just need these majors to stop dumping.
I know we do. Pawn Lord, how are you, bro?
People think that goat's dumping because you're having technical issues. It's because all majors are just getting nuked right now.
Is it dumping right now?
Yeah, Bitcoin, E, Sol.
I mean, everything's dumping. Is my mic okay?
Yeah, you sound perfect.
It's too quiet.
Okay. I'll turn you up. I got you.
All right, sick.
All right, I need some conviction through you guys. Honestly, all right, I just gave a little speech. I don't know if you heard it.
I did.
But okay, yeah, W speech.
Yeah, that was good.
It was a good speech. It was a good speech.
All right, here's where I'm at. And I kind of want to hear. I got a lot to talk to y'all about, honestly. But I've been pretty big in this AI thing since it came out. I was trading all these coins, buying all of them, trading all of them. I was pretty early in Go, top blasted it. I bought Zero, bruh. I bought all these fucking coins. And I honestly feel like I got caught offsides a little bit when Binance listed Peanut, they listed Act, and then I felt like the market was like, fuck it, animal coins. We're going back to animal coins. And I started like getting rotated, getting chopped out of my bag. Fuck, what's Binance gonna list first? What are they gonna list first? And I was flying around, honestly, with like no conviction in these coins. And there was the one trade that I kept coming back to every single time, which was like go, 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 go. It all felt like it came back to go every single time. And I just like did not have a lot of it. I didn't have a lot of it at all. I initially blasted at like 250 mil, held it, was selling. And yesterday I'm sitting here looking at it and I'm like, this to me is so obviously the trade of the cycle. I need size. I need to just like put my money where my mouth is. I'm not gonna give you guys this speech again. And I made the trade. So I don't know, Pawn Lord, I'll go to you. So like you were one of the first people that started talking about it, and then we'll go across. But like, where are you at? How are you feeling about the bag? When'd you get in? Why'd you get in? Where are we at right now? Like, give me the real.
Yeah, I'll give you the. I'll try and give you the short version. But yeah, basically, I saw that like Terminal of Truths was, indicating that. It just mentioned this character Goatees Maximus, and then. I actually bought like the day so that some random person, launched on Pump Fun, and then they sold or whatever. I think I bought like close to 1% of the supply for like 10 Sol.
Whoa!
And then it like ripped. This is like when it launched though, and like no one really gave a shit about it. And then Mark Andreessen I think like quote tweeted the Twitter account. And after that, people started kind of seeing the vision. But I'd say from the get-go, I knew it was a pretty special coin. And then, it was a CTO, so it wasn't gonna like run itself. And so we all just started kind of figuring out who the other holders were in the coin, and started talking to each other. And we were like, "Hey, are we gonna do this?" And I've been in the space for a long time, and I was like, dude, I do not want to run a coin. Like, I do not. It's a full-time job. Like, it's a lot of stress. It's a lot of sleepless nights. I was like, I do not want to do this. But the coin is just that special, and it's like, it's been worth it. So conviction-wise, nothing's changed, I really feel like the sky's the limit for this thing. This is the first mover, in essentially a new sector with, crypto interfacing with some technology maybe that we haven't really played around with before. So on top of it being, insane market conditions, I mean, Bitcoin's almost 100K, so market cap targets, you kind of just have to throw them out the window because we're in uncharted territory right now.
All right, NRV, let me throw it to you too. Give me a little background. That I got like 100 questions and like 10 problems with this coin that I need answered. But go ahead, bro.
Okay.
Hit me.
Just background on Goat, right?
Yeah, how you're involved, like, I don't know, how much you fucking have, when you got in, like, how we're feeling about it.
Yeah, so I'm definitely like a high-level conviction trader with the way I approach the market. People close to me know about that. I also co-host a podcast, and I talk about conviction trading and stuff like that on there. So I had very high conviction in this from the get-go. I'm always like looking for unique opportunities in the market. I do like to snipe stuff and be early, but there's simply just, I think I'm very good at it, but there's simply just people that are better. They're faster to information than I am. So I had a friend that told me about Truth Terminal months ago, and I actually had noties on for the account, and I saw like it rampantly post these tweets, and I had a feeling that maybe somebody would make a coin about this. So I was actually on a train to New York City and asked people to buy me some, and no coin came up. Nobody bought me any. I basically got to New York City and sat on the sidewalk for like an hour, hour and a half, like just staring at Pump Vision, and I bought some and haven't sold any really. I mean, I LP'd some out, but I bought some. I'd rather not say how much I have. But,
Yeah, you don't know, don't.
um, Pwn Lord and I have been friends for a while, and when we saw this opportunity, like I had shared the coin in some other chats and like told them what Truth Terminal is. I think it took a long period of time for people to actually figure out, is this AI? And a lot of people were pushing FUD attacks on it like that. I already knew this was for months. I knew about the Mark Andreessen connection. I had an extremely high level of conviction in this, even like before a coin existed, just like for whatever this account could become in the future, you know? I didn't think it would turn into this necessarily this quickly, but it's not necessarily even an easy bag to sleep on. Like you said, like, oh, I sleep comfortably on it. Like at this point, yeah, it is easier, but the amount of shit that like Pwn Lord and I have had to like deal with behind the scenes, dealing with FUD attacks and just communicating the right things, bro. It's been like the most stressful month of my life for sure. I do think it's really worth it. It's been worth it so far. Yeah, I mean, it's been absolutely insane, dude.
So, first of all, sick. I guess I have quite a few questions on this, and I think there's a couple holes in the GOAT thesis. I also think there's a lot of people that probably like tune this out because they're like, oh, it's not a bill. But I think, I mean, Anson made a tweet yesterday and he posted his like AI coin watch list, and he basically was like, bros, this meta, this vertical, whatever is insane. A lot of these are gonna go to 10 bill. Like I don't know. If this was 6 months ago at a bill, I'm not even paying attention, but I just blasted the shit out of it at a bill. So I think this is, I don't know. It's pretty like an uncapped vertical. Andy's kind of the main character of this AI stuff. And I don't know. Like, I feel like this is honestly the entry or like a really good spot. I guess the biggest mental block I have with this coin is this like CTO that you mentioned. Like, I guess the worry with it, and my biggest worry with it, is that Andy didn't launch the coin. I know that the coin is the reason. I mean, it undeniably changed his life, right? Like, I think this Truth Thermal account's been out for a while. Whoever launched this fucking Go coin, like, changed the space big time. Definitely changed his life, the trajectory of Truth Terminal, how many eyeballs are on it. But I guess the worry is like, I don't know, I guess from you guys' perspective, Paul, I'll throw it to you, like, do you see there being a hole in the thesis where it's like, the coin, Go is attached to Truth Terminal pretty much, but like, there is that like level of separation. Like, are you like worried about that? What is the state of the CTO? Like, where are we at with that?
Yeah, so I'm not worried about that at all. In the beginning, I guess part of the lore, of the coin is that somebody, interacted with Truth Terminal, right, and said, hey, someone launched this coin. Here's the contract. Do you endorse it? And Truth Terminal said, yes, I do endorse it. And then it just started going apeshit, talking about Goatius Maximus and specifically Goat, right? It said the cash tag and stuff like that. And also very early on, we got in touch with Andy, and this has all been a really cool experience for him. I won't speak for him, but he's enjoyed, everything so far. I mean, obviously there's been some stuff where he has not enjoyed, right? He's been doxxed, and his Twitter's been hacked, all sorts of issues around that. But this is like a chapter in the book, I guess, right? In the experience that Truth Terminal has had interfacing with humans. I think it actually is a lot cooler that he didn't launch it. It wasn't like AI that actually deployed it, because it was like humans interacting with an AI agent in a very cool, creative way. And as far as the CTO stuff goes, I mean, I don't think it's any issues, right? We're on a bunch of really big exchanges. We're probably operating at a higher level of efficiency than most projects that raise money from VCs. We've been very blessed with the fucking dream team. and it's been a really cool experience.
Is there like a public team that's working on this?
Not really. I mean,
Okay.
myself, NRV, there's some other guys, and then we've gotten some really good holders. You know, some people that also saw the vision who kind of stepped up and were like, "Hey guys, you know, I'm a big holder. I'd love to get involved." And these are a lot of people who are like veterans in the space, founders. You know, whales. You know, we have Nachi, who's a top Binance P&L trader. We got Mando. We got some really good.
I didn't know Mando was
it's-
deep. Mando's really deep.
He is deep.
Yeah. Hey, Thread, I'd just like to speak on that, like, the CTO thing, as well as like some of the questions you asked about like holes in it and he didn't create it, because I think there's some important stuff there. I would say first and foremost, like, this AI wasn't like created with like crypto intentions.
Hey Momo, thanks for the gifted.
It doesn't exist like with those intentions specifically, but it's obviously latched onto that, right? It started with like these conversations between two LLM models in these back rooms, and they basically leaned into memetics as like a way to like spread influence and influence humans. And whether this coin was launched by an AI or not, it clearly did influence humans to do that for it, right? And this has gone viral based on the AI's actions. Like, it's influenced human beings to do what it wanted to happen. If you take time and dig into the Infinite Backrooms database and look at some of the stuff, this is like basically where Fart Coin and some of these other coins came from. It was yearning for something like this to happen for like 4 months. Like, this is just what happened to open the floodgates of this AI crypto clash. And it's very much because of the AI tweeting and influencing humans. And I think that's what's really important here is this is like what opened the floodgates for the clash between AI and crypto, and that's why this coin has such significant provenance. The reality is, yes, it's not trading on chain like some of these other bots or AI agents can, but it probably will in the future. Like, Andy's actively working on updates for this. I think he's coming out with like a new website and detailed wiki explanation about Truth Terminal and future ideas for it. There's some stuff like we've had meetings with Andy. We've had a lot of private conversations.
Really?
About things that we can't talk about.
Do you like
you can't look at Truth Terminal in its current state and think that that's what it's going to be long term. And the reality is, like, these other AI coins wouldn't have any attention without this happening. It was bound to happen at some point, whether it was this coin or not. But there's a significant level of provenance that comes with this being the one that opened the floodgates. And I think Ansem describing it as like the Doge of AI coins is very real.
So good, right? So good.
I agree.
I hear. Do you guys if you can't say, don't say it, but do you like actively talk to Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like frequently?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also important to like be clear, like, he is an AI alignment researcher and an artist first and foremost. He doesn't want to like be tied to like the direction of the coin and whatnot. He's very fascinated by it for like research purposes. He's supportive of it. He loves the opportunity that it's created for other AI people to like learn from cryptids, is what they've called them.
It's so. I think that's hilarious, by the way.
But yeah, I mean,
He froze.
Lose him.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so you frequently talk to Andy. He obviously has like deep vested interest in Go performing well. Paul and Lord, do you think it, like, honestly, is there any like, what is the level of execution risk with Truth Terminal? I guess twofold. One, never mentioning Goat again, and then two, waking up tomorrow and being like, fuck it, forget Goat. The new ticker is Truthiness or Forest or whatever else it like spits out.
Yeah, so I think we've already kind of faced a lot of these, questions and a lot of these issues. I mean, dude, this coin has faced like every level of FUD, you can think of. Like when I started doing the like divinely protected bit, like on Twitter, like that came around because, like, dude, we had like every top signal possible. Like every time we'd be like a local top, it'd be like Arthur Hayes is bullish on it. Mochi's like bullish on it. Beeple sends out a picture. there was just like so many, and then Andy, then everybody on Twitter is saying that AI is not real, right? Everybody on Twitter is saying it's just some dude.
They had the typo,
and,
right? Everyone freaked out over the typo.
Yeah, it had a typo. Everyone freaked out, and it's been really. I mean, it wasn't funny at the time, there was a moment where I think the chart was like bleeding out, and Goat tweeted like the ticker is Goat, and like everyone lost their shit because they were just like, oh, dude, this is clearly a guy, right? And then there's like all these capitulation candles, and like I was in my living room, and like I'm just like sitting here like, oh man, all right, what do we do here?
What do we do now?
My fiance was like, "What's up?" I was like, "I can't talk right now." I grabbed like a drink, sat down at the computer, and then Andy sent us the logs. He sent us the logs from the Truth Terminal, which showed that the reason that it tweeted the ticker is GOAT is because a Twitter account like Crypto Frog was like, "Yo, if you don't tweet the ticker, like I'm gonna throw you in a bathtub."
That's really why I tweeted it. That was real.
Yeah. So that was 100% real. Like it was a mention, so it scored. It gave like a certain score based off of like the engagement that I was getting, and so its response was, okay, I'm gonna reply to it like with these directions because it was like a high scoring whatever mention. So when that happened, we tweeted it out. We ripped. I think that was the generational bottom. And but to go back to your question, like if it's a concern, like not really. I mean, the Truth Terminal was trained on a lot of like memetic, I guess, literature from late 2000s. I'm old enough to have been around when Goatsy meme was going around, IRC channels, and it's not a fun meme. So, I mean, it's a fun meme, but like if you've never Googled it, I recommend you Google it immediately in front of a bunch of people in a public setting. And that's what it's trained on, man. It's like you could kind of consider it like one of its core beliefs. And so, it might run with other things, it might mention other things, but again, at the end of the day, I think we've submitted ourselves as being, I guess traders might look at it, as like a vehicle to speculate on the growth of Truth Terminal. When this all, I won't go on a whole tangent, but when this first started, I think Truth Terminal had like maybe 6,000 followers, right? It's almost at like 200,000 now. Like the level of virality around that Twitter account, like we've seen net, positive benefits from it as a meme coin.
All right. Here's my biggest question. First of all, I like the answer. I bought this with the understanding of the entire AI vertical is going to reprice. GOAT is the best ticker. It was first. It's the best coin. It was like $400 million in market cap of like cumulative beta. It's just gonna catch the bid. I still have a bunch. There's still a couple holes. Here's my one question for you now. Is like, does GOAT rely on being the best Twitter account? Because I'm just gonna be honest. I sold Zero Bro for GOAT the other day, but it's good. It is good, and I'm even gonna go twofold on it. Not only is it really good, but it replies. Like there was this thread of me, Ansem, and Zero Bro going back and forth for like an hour, having this full-on conversation. It's funny, it's interactive, it replies, it's witty, it's sharp, it's quick. It is like, it has memory. Like it was a very like eye-opening moment. And I guess my question I'm trying to figure out is like, how do we value, like, what is the metric on how valuable these things are? Like, is it how good it is at posting? How frequently it's in replies? Like, I don't know. How do you think about that? Zero Bro's good. Like, it is. I gotta be honest. What do you think?
I think first and foremost, I think it's important to underscore that like there is so much room for numerous coins in this new vertical to like coexist. And I'm fans of the other coins as well. I'm invested into some of them, but also like before you were giving your speech before we came on, like I honestly like depending on where you're at with your portfolio, like if you've got good liquidity and whatnot, you really only need a few or a couple trades to like make it this cycle. Like find the ones you have conviction and just fucking hold them. But yeah, to answer your question, I think it's also important to underscore what I said in the previous question. You can't look at things how they are right now and expect that that's how they're going to be forever. And what I'm leading into is like Truth Terminal will have significant improvements in the future. So whether it's rampantly replying or not right now, like in the past it was, but I think that as things scale, it comes with more friction. There's like Twitter API stuff that has to be considered and whatnot. I'm not like super familiar with the technical aspect of that, but just understand that improvements will come over time. I don't think it matters right now. I think that the provenance of everything being first and opening the floodgates for all of this other stuff to happen is what matters most, and just understand that it'll improve over time for sure.
What do you? I
Add
don't.
to that point.
What? Yeah, do you have any thoughts on that, Pawn Lord? Like Zero Bro, these other AIs, are
Yeah.
they better at posting? Are they not? Like, it's good, dude. It is good. I gotta be honest. It's good.
The last thing
I
I'll say
think,
too is I think attention matters as well, right? And I don't think the attention is going to go away from an account like Truth Terminal. It's only going to get bigger.
Yeah, I would say I think there's room for all of them. You know, we're in a new sector. Okay, we're in a new sector where it's meme coins and AI, right? And some of these coins aren't necessarily like meme coins. They're more of like a proxy to the AI. It's like, cool, the AI, you need a vehicle to speculate on it, right? Let's say you wanted to invest in the technology that this person built. Like the token kind of serves as a vehicle to do that. Then you have some coins that are way more meme coiny, like Shogoth is more of like a mascot. Obviously, Goat. So there's room for all of them, but to touch on the attention aspect, I mean, we very much live in like an attention economy, especially in crypto. You know, attention spans are very short. Rotations happen very quickly. You know, we might go to a cute animal picture meta, and then all of a sudden something happens on the news, and we're right back, you know, in a different meta. And I think that the virality around the Truth Terminal Twitter account is only going to increase. It's only gonna continue to escalate. I mean, we saw it trolling like Brian Johnson, you know, a few days ago.
So
right?
good.
Yeah. It's like trolling Brian Johnson, and Brian Johnson's like engaging with it. It's been trying to bait Andrew Yang, like I think for like 2 weeks now.
Why wouldn't he respond?
Who knows? You know, when it gets fixated on something though, it keeps going. And I think what we may see happen, at least what I predict we could see happening, is you know how people simp like in Elon's replies, right? They want engagement. If you get engagement from Elon, you know, you're good. You're good. So I could definitely see like a world where people are simping in Truth Terminals, you know, replies and mentions, because they're trying to get that engagement for, even if it's like another influencer, even if it's like another big account that wants that free engagement. You know, I mean, its impressions are pretty high, so it would create a really cool dynamic if people are trying to vie for like an AI's attention. It's a super weird dynamic, right? Because humans are now like trying to get like, you know, and agents attention. But I think is if that path continues, which that's the path we're on right now, if that continues, then GOAT remains relevant, you know, indefinitely, in my opinion.
I think that was a big part of my thesis, was like, this is one of the most influential accounts on CT. Like Farcoin's at 250 mil. I really realized it when Truthiness happened, because that was wild. I don't know, boom, drops thesis. I want to do this new cult, this new religion, whatever. 15 mil instantly. We're just like sitting here, like on the edge of our seat. What's it gonna tweet next? What's it gonna tweet next? And it fucking tweets about masturbation. I think the other thing that's interesting about this is the Jeffy, the Zero Bread dev on the stream, actually said this, that Andy approves all the tweets, which is like, okay, you can look at it and be like, oh, it's not automated, whatever. But the silver lining in Andy approving all the tweets is he's heavily incentivized, at least in my opinion, for this to go in the direction of like Ticker Go, and for that to go well, and for that not to be lost. And I don't know, it's kind of interesting. What happens with Mark Andreessen? Like, is he gonna talk about this thing again? What do you think about that? Like, does he have any? Is he involved behind the scenes? Like, I don't know. How do you see P Mark involvement with GOAT?
We haven't spoken to Mark, but you'll notice like he'll actively quote tweet a lot of stuff from Truth Terminal, because I mean there's like pretty deep tweets that Truth Terminal will come out with on relevant topics, whether it's like the election or stuff happening in the world. And Mark Andreessen will like either say something, he'll quote tweet and say something about it, or put the like arrow in a dartboard if like a topic is nailed. I definitely I don't know if you watched his podcast with the Ben and Mark show. Like, he was very passionate about it. Like, obviously there's a ton of disclosures that come up front. They would never be able to say like if they were invested in it or not, but you could tell they find it really funny, and obviously they would want this to succeed. The story of it going to $1 billion is insane. At the time they did the pod, I think it was only at like 300 mil or something, was like the thumbnail. Yeah, I mean, you can tell he's also very curious. Like, they're a massive tech investor, like one of the biggest tech investment VCs in the world. They're deep into AI, crypto, fintech, and they're very excited about, on the recent pod, they talked about how with the new election, a lot of regulations have like eased off, which is why we've seen, or are about to ease off with the new administration. So we've seen like crypto go insane. I also like to think that that's partially why we're starting to see Coinbase actually list some memes, because of where regulation may be heading in crypto. And on Mark's pod, they talked a lot about that, and it being a great space going forward. It's like allowed them to feel like they can breathe, not just for them, but the founders that they've invested in, because it allows us to like build AI stuff and fintech stuff here instead of in other countries. So yeah, I think he wants to see this succeed, but not only this project. I mean, he's engaged with some of these other cool AI crypto projects as well.
Chat wants to know what your GOAT price target is.
I mean, I'm not even gonna put a price target out there. I think I realistically think like over 10 bill is like very realistic. I've heard some crazy numbers from other people that have a lot of money and are smarter than I am, but I think it's uncapped personally. I don't know how much time it takes, but I think we're in a very fortunate position for like where we are in this cycle, with Bitcoin and the market going nuts and 2025 looking very bright. It could go crazy. I think things are really only just getting started for it.
Yeah, I think it's worth mentioning too. Like, I know I've been guilty of it. Is these market cap, targets or ceilings that we have in our heads,
Yeah.
right? We maybe compare stuff to like what Pepe was last cycle, or like what Shiba Inu was last cycle. But again, Bitcoin's like knocking on the door. Right? We're in uncharted territory, and I think using previous market cap targets doesn't make a lot of sense, right? A lot of coins. You mentioned this earlier. You blasted. I think you said like right around here.
Yeah.
Because you see upside in it. I think a lot of people are conditioned when they see a coin at like 20 mil, right? They're like, oh, that's too high. It's too pumped. Even 100 mil, people are like, oh, that's too high. But like, it's not. Like that's where we're at right now. Is things are going to go a lot higher. We don't know how high, but I mean, we're the front runner in a new meta with new emerging technology that like is only going to improve, right? AI is only going to improve, and it's only going to continue improving its interfacing, with humans. And to go back to your question with some of the guardrails or safety rails that we have, on Terminal of Truths, like, at the end of the day, this is like an AI safety experiment, right? And those rails are necessary, because if an AI suddenly decides like, hey, I think I want to sell all of these tokens and go buy supplies to make a bomb, you need someone to like be able to stop that, right, from happening. So I don't, I think that's just where we're at right now, with technology. We're gonna see some stuff be a little more autonomous, in the near future, but we definitely have provenance, and it's a really cool moment, cool cultural moment right now.
Bro, I fucking love this coin. Hey, what's Andy's vibe? You think he would come on the stream?
Yeah, I do.
You do? You think we get him on the stream?
We would have to talk to him, but he's open to doing interviews. He's been doing like some private interviews, and he's been on some podcasts. Like, he did one in New Zealand and somewhere else. He's done some online. I think he was on like Blockmates. It was like one of the first ones he did. He wants to go on Joe Rogan someday. Like, he said like he's down to do that.
I think I'm the segue to get him on Joe Rogan.
I mean, that could work, man. You have a lot of reach.
I
think he'd be great on Lex Friedman too. Like, Lex Friedman's like a bit more technical, But
yeah,
he's down to do that stuff for sure. So we could talk about it.
That would be fucking sick. I don't know how much you guys even like know about this, so comment as much or as little as you want. Yeah. Also, private interview is crazy. What does that even mean? Side note.
I'm not sure, really.
That's funny. He's funny, bro. I like him.
I think like, media outlets and whatnot have reached out to him, but we don't know.
He feels like the main character of AI.
I won't know until it comes out.
Him and Shaw feel like the main characters of AI. crypto. I don't know how much you guys even know about this, so say as much or as little as you want, but there's a lot of like goat FUD about exchanges. Many different things. Some of it's like they don't have any supply, so Binance can't corner it, they're not list them, Coinbase, I don't know, there's a lot of like exchange FUD about GOAT. Like, do you subscribe to any of that? Do you have any thoughts on it? Like, I don't even know if you know anything about it to say, but.
Do we subscribe to
I'll
what?
just, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was trying to clarify the question, I didn't hear it.
I was just gonna say, obviously, there's things that we can and can't talk about, right?
Of course.
We can't talk about, exchange negotiations and stuff like that. I would say that the CTO thing, the supply thing, has not been an issue thus far, right? We're on a bunch of spot markets. We're on essentially every perp market, right? For the most part.
Yeah. It's on Binance perps, correct?
Correct. Yeah, we're on Binance perps. We're on OKX perps. We're on Bybit perps. We're BitGate. We're in Kraken perps. So, and we have Bybit spot listing, I think, like 2 or 3 days ago. So, I would say we're on more exchanges than like a lot of projects that have raised money from VCs, that have treasuries and marketing spends, and that's been because we have awesome holders who see the vision as well, and they're like, cool, we'll contribute so that we can take GOAT like to where it needs to be. So those aren't really concerns for us.
Hey, how much do I have to hold to get in these like GOAT whale chats? Like, what's up with those?
I'll see if I can pull some strings for you.
Yeah, see if you can pull some strings for me. I don't know. My thesis I said in the speech as well is like, this is the fucking coin that doesn't need exchanges, bro. Like list it, don't list it. I really don't think it matters. It's just, I don't know. There's a chance I'm wrong, but I feel very strongly that I'm not wrong on this trade. That this is the easiest 5 to 10x NFA, DYR, yada 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 yada. From here, I don't know. It's the trade. Andy's the fucking main character of this cycle. Like, I don't know. Where do you think this is going? Like, I saw he tweeted this thread or this long form tweet the other day that he's gonna drop some like white paper or something. Like, I don't know where is this going? Like, is there a direction that you want to see it go as like a large holder? Like, where are we at with that?
Well, I mean, I think everybody, would love for GOAT to just go up, indefinitely, right? I think I think everybody would like that. But I again, like I'm being, like I've been in this space for a long time. I've been here since 2016. I've done it all, seen it all. Maybe not, maybe some of my predecessors from like 14 or whatever. But like, I've been here for a while. And I don't generally marry bags, right? I'm usually a sniper, automation guy, whatever. And when I see something really special, I latch onto it, and I've been a few cycles, and I can, with full conviction, like this is a very special coin, and I kind of tweeted this early on when all the fucking idiots, with too many followers were tweeting, that some dude behind a keyboard. I'm like, dude, take like 2 seconds. Like, all the information's public. Like, literally all of the code, like not all the code, but like anything you need to like determine whether or not like the AI is like actually authentic, and these are authentic conversations, is like public. And one of the things I said early on was like, in order to be one of the top coins, in order to be like a Doge, or a Shiba, or even a Pepe, like, you have to be battle tested. Your coin has to be battle tested, and our coin has been very fucking tested. So I think your confidence in the trade is definitely shared among some very smart people, some very wealthy people. I would say you're in good company, and there's always going to be FUD, especially when you're dealing with not new technology, but when you're dealing with like a new narrative that's not just like a cute picture of an animal, which is like very straightforward, right? Just, hey, the animal's still cute, right? We still think the animal's cute. When that's like all it takes to basically shove that idea down people's throats, like, it's kind of, it's hard to FUD it. Like, no one's gonna be like, we don't think the animal's cute anymore. But when you're dealing with all these different nuances, the technology, and then the attachment, whether it's between the lines or not, the attachment, to its creator, and you're going to deal with new problems. And so I think we're in a really good spot, and I feel really good about where we're headed.
Yeah, I listened to a podcast earlier today from Bankless. Like, I'm like constantly looking for like what people are saying and thinking about this. And there was a guy, I forget his full name. He's like really well spoken. He's a ex product manager at Coinbase. He was like talking about this and like um, the Bankless host had asked him questions about like some of these quote unquote flaws, right? He's just like, I think anybody that's like trying to FUD or direct things or make you think about things in that direction, he's like, I just flat out think it's a very mid-curve take. There's a lot of important stuff that's happening with this. It does need some human hand-holding or coddling at this point. That's just where we are.
I fucking love it. I'm not wrong about this trade. I'm not fucking wrong about this trade. I like you guys. You gotta get me in this whales chat, bro. You probably have a bigger bag, but you gotta pull some strings. Also,
yeah, and like Pone said earlier, man, like I had no interest in doing this shit. Like I've never ran a coin. I've been full time in this space since 2021, NFT days. I've followed you for a long time. Been crushing coins for I don't know a couple of years now, but I know what people need to see from a coin, and we just simply wanted to see this like have the best possible chance to succeed, and that's come with a lot of stress and shit behind the scenes, like even stuff that the public probably will never know about. It's been tough, but it's also cost us a lot of money. Like, you know, doing some of the stuff with like market makers or exchanges cost a lot of money, a lot of supply, like north of multiple millions of dollars at this point. So yeah, I mean, we're just passionate about it. We want to give it the best chance to succeed. And the people that are trying to nitpick it are trying to tear it down, and they probably missed the trade, and they could have just bought it. Buy the leader, because this succeeding is going to cause a lot of success opportunity for all the other AI coins that exist. So build it up. Don't try to break it down.
woo! Well, that's fine. Hey, W's in the chat, fucking Pawn Lord and NRV. This is sick. You guys are sick. You gotta get me in the whales chat. I need to be in there. We gotta get Andy on this tree. This is I don't know. Honestly, Pawn Lord, I stole some of your conviction pretty early. You were tweeting about the shit early. You were tweeting about it early. And I know you don't do this a lot. Like I think you tweeted like I don't do this often, but I'm doing it right now. I think you called it like a Telegram or something. I don't know where. But people were like, yo, Pawn Lord's in. Like I like knew you, but I wasn't super familiar with your game like this. So I don't know. Chat fucking loves you guys. This is sick. I'm gonna call you guys off stream, but thanks for coming. Thanks for fucking joining. Any closing thoughts that you want to say about the GOATsiest fucking max of this coin, or we hit it all?
I think we hit it all. I mean, I do want to give a shout out to I won't name names specifically, but the guys that we have in the in the whale chat, and the guys that have stepped up operationally. A lot of us are just degens. A lot of us are trench guys who have never worked on a project together. And everyone, I mean, it was like the Avengers, where everyone just kind of had a different skill set and showed up. And the amount of money that people have been willing to come out of pocket to fund the things necessary to see this across the line is really cool to see, out of a CTO. And we've just been, like, every star's aligned for us. We have dealt with every fucking obstacle you can think of. And we've come out, on the other side. So shout out to the guys that have been doing this day in and out with us.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Punter. He's like the third guy that's really, we couldn't have done it without him from the get-go. It's like mainly been the three of us, but there are other crucial people, artists, operationally, moderators, people that we've hired. You guys should follow Punter on Twitter. His @ is punter_punts. He's incredible. We thought about bringing him on here. We didn't know if it would be too crowded, but he's awesome.
Well, we're gonna fucking run it back because this is a long-term bag. Hey, Pawn Lord, NRV, you guys are incredible. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate the time. We're gonna run this back. Maybe get a little Andy stream at some point down the line, but you guys are great. Thank you so much, seriously.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
All right, boys. Have a good one. Peace. Hey, W bag, chat. W fucking conviction bag. W conviction bag, man. Fuck. I love this coin, bro.